What's up, everybody? Alex here, host of Jiu-Jitsu Radio. Listen, before we get the podcast started, I just want to go ahead and ask you, if you really dig our podcast, why don't you hit that subscribe button somewhere over here, wherever I decide to put the button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you always get a little reminder every time we drop out something new on the YouTube channel. Also, if you check out at the description below, you're going to see all the hookup from our sponsors, Choke Aloha, Jiu-Jitsu Soap Co., Giraffe Choke. At the bottom, you'll see all the promo codes so you can get a discount at some of the best gear in grappling. You won't get that code anywhere else but Jiu-Jitsu Radio. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. You can check out Shawn at Gorilla Boy BJJ, and you can follow me personally at Sonder Marketing, but you can always follow both of us at Jiu-Jitsu Radio on Instagram. Don't forget to check out the website, jiu-jitsuradio.com. Now, let's get the party started. It's the same if like you end up getting a bump and you
Here's
like bleed, you gotta stop it.
If you did shit your pants in a tournament, would you ever compete again?
You can't Neba?
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff.
Get stealing, woo, wheeling, dealing, limousine right, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
I think we're gonna take it easy a little bit today. It's the first time we've been in the studio in 3 months.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Longer.
Longer? You think?
I don't think we've been in
I
here
think we
since
did
February. No,
Did we not do one in February?
no, we did one in February.
No, we
I
did
just-
one in March. Cheers.
maybe early March,
Cheers to halfway through the pandemic.
halfway through the worst year ever.
Man. And it's like, technically speaking, like we shouldn't even be doing this.
No, we could be 6 feet apart.
That's 3. There you go. I mean, that looks super bad on camera to do that, but yeah, no, it's been kind of. I'm a little deaf because we had feedback before, but what do you think about the studio setup so far? I mean, obviously, you still got to organize.
I think it looks great. I mean, it's a studio of 2 dudes that like movies and jiu-jitsu. So, what would you expect?
Yeah, shout out to Dave Burns from Hot Damn Arts. I finally got all his artwork up. I forget the artist for the Macho Man, but that was a gift, and it's actually probably one of my most favorite gifts of all time. You know
It's the
what?
gift that keeps on giving.
Funny enough, now that I remember, I also have. I think I have
An Ultimate Warrior one? Because
No,
that would be rad.
It'd be great. No, I have one of Prince. I think I have like a design he made from Prince too. I think I got to double check. Man, I lost that. It's somewhere. This one is also one of my favorite ones. Funny enough, I actually found someone stole his design. And like, if you guys can't see if you're not watching the video, you're screwing up, and you should follow us on YouTube.
Can they see it on the video? I don't even know.
Yeah, no, they can see it. I'll show you real quick. No, they can't.
They can't
Anyway,
see it.
it's an art piece of what's it called?
They Live.
They Live, and it's the famous catchphrase from the movie where he says, "I've come here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of gum."
But it's done like the Big League Chew package.
Yeah, which I think is freaking genius. But yeah, somebody actually stole it and they used it for some like political commentary thing. So I tagged him on there. He's like, it's like the dick part is like they didn't even like tag him saying
Is
that
it
that
like
was
his drawing and
It
everything?
was literally all this. Like it was literally the entire drawing. They removed his logo, and I believe they changed the bubblegum and kick ass part, something stupid. But I was pretty pissed when I saw that. Like, so I had to tag him. Like, because I hate
You know
when
what I'm
people
doing
do
right
that
now?
to me.
My mouth is watering.
Because of the bubbly.
No, for some Big League Chew.
I haven't had that in forever.
Like,
You know, like what we had in Italy, we didn't have Big League Chew because obviously we didn't have
did you have the gum by the?
fruit by the foot kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it was gum.
No, we had Popeyes chewing gum, and it was spinach. It was stringy and green.
So it was just like
It was the exact same thing, but it was just green, and it was Popeyes. And it was actually one of my favorite chewing gums.
what flavor was it?
It was like the.
Was that fruity?
It was fruity, It was kind of like the fruit by the foot, or not, what was it called? Yeah, fruit by the foot. It was almost like fruit by the foot, but not as sugary.
When Big League Chew first came out, there was one flavor, and it was the bubblegum flavor.
Bubblegum, right.
And then the grape came out. Grape, the thought of the grape bubblegum makes my mouth instantly water.
Really?
Instantly.
That makes me, like, want to
Well, no, because it's so sweet and
Yeah.
tangy.
No, that
Like
made
an
me,
automatic, the memory of it makes my mouth water.
I can't even look at a bottle of grape-flavored cough syrup. I can't look at cough syrup to begin with, but, like, stuff like that that's grape-flavored, it's just instantly, like...
Have you've never had the Delsum grape cough syrup?
Like...
The Delsum grape cough syrup is the bomb.
No, I can't.
Yes, I said the
when
bomb.
I'm telling you,
Welcome to 1998.
I can't even look at a bottle of cough syrup. I literally can't. I can't. Like, if you want to really try to make me throw, you could have a dead body right there and be like, oh, that's cool, whatever.
Would you rather take a spoonful of grape flavored cough syrup or a spoonful of NyQuil?
It's the same thing.
No way.
Yeah, same thing.
We're gonna have to have a taste test.
That consistency is the same thing to me. Like, just because you're calling it NyQuil doesn't change anything.
There's definitely a distinct flavor.
Do you mean Pepto-Bismol?
No, I mean NyQuil, the green NyQuil. It's a disgusting taste.
I know that taste. It's almost mentholy kind of thing.
Yeah. It's not like unbearable, but it's not good.
Like, when you do that with, like, a bottle of cough syrup, I just think of, like, the lava lamps and stuff like that. Remember that? Like, I'm so scarred from cough syrup because I used to always be sick growing up, so I'd always have to drink it. It took me years. I would say I didn't even start drinking tea until maybe 5 years ago, because when I was a kid growing up, my mom would always be like, cough syrup and tea. That was always, if you're going to throw up, tea. Always tea. And I still remember to this day, I was really, really sick. I had a flu. And my mom's like, you need to drink this. I'm like, no, I'm going to throw up. She's like, no. I'm like, I'm going to throw up. Like, I told her, it's like, if you give me that, it's going to make me throw up. She's like, no, you need to drink this. Sure enough, I took a sip. I was in bed. And it was my bed, the little, like, space between my sister and I's bed, and my sister's right there. So obviously mom's sitting on the bed and she's like trying to take care of me. Sip of tea. I just remember just covering the floor. There's no way, for sure, whatever liquid she gave me was somehow multiplied, and it just went everywhere. And that wasn't the end of it. It was just instant. And then I remember we were leaving the apartment, going down. She was finally taking me to the doctor. And it was like an apartment house, like building, whatever, right? As soon as we opened the door to get out to the main walkway, I just remember covering the entire walkway. And my mom was so pissed because she had to stop, go grab the garden hose, spray it down so the neighbors didn't have to walk in my puke. Man, stuff.
You know, the last time I puked like that?
2 weeks ago.
No. Oktoberfest, like 3 or 4 years ago.
The one where I almost killed you?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I was thinking about that. I found my tickets. There's not going to be one this year.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, Shawn is not a drinker. He'll partake very, very occasionally, like sparingly.
Like one or two at the most.
At the very most. But come Oktoberfest,
yeah.
Oktoberfest is when I can say finally, let's go party. Because we don't party. But come Oktoberfest, we're partying. So this was 4 years ago? 5. No, 5.
I don't remember how long ago it was.
It was a while ago. I think
it was 4 or 5.
Still a white belt.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And it was me, Shawn, and a couple of people from Jiu-Jitsu. And Shawn was by himself that weekend. And I was like, let's go drink. So I remember I brought you a Stein to drink out of. Mm-hmm. And I brought you the pretzel necklace. You're like, what the hell? Who needs this crap? This man ripped me apart for making a pretzel necklace because he just didn't know. And sure enough, we got there and we were drinking. I don't even think we were drinking hard. We weren't drinking hard. We were just because your buddy was working the booth, so he was hooking it up.
Well, we weren't drinking hard, but it doesn't take much
For you, right?
For me,
Yeah.
One of those steins and I was buzzed.
Yeah.
Another half a stein and I was drunk.
You were definitely stuttering after that second one.
I was gone.
Yeah. So what
Not like gone. I shouldn't say I was gone.
You weren't gone because otherwise I wouldn't have left. So what happened was I drove us, and no, we took an Uber. Yeah, we took an Uber. Remember, we took an Uber. So I parked at Shawn's house. From Shawn's house, we took an Uber over to Oktoberfest, which is about 5 miles. Nothing crazy. We got there, partied the whole night, had a blast, took the Uber back. And when we got to your house, I remember you plopping down on your recliner.
And the recliner.
And I came up and I gave you a bottle of water. I was like, "You good?" You're like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm just going to lay here for a while and just relax." I'm like, "All right, I guess I'll go then." So I leave. And you were fine. You were just sitting there on the chair. You were fine. Like, you didn't even want to talk. Like, I could tell, or not talk. You didn't want to walk.
I didn't want to do any. I didn't want to talk or walk.
You wanted to
because
eat.
I was fighting the.
See, but you never said anything.
Yeah,
You were fine. You were playing it off. But then I remember you saying, "Oh, that pretzel necklace was so clutch." It's like you were eating it the whole night. You were snacking on there. So I leave, and I got home, and I was like, "Man, I don't know if I should have left Shawn by himself. Like, he doesn't drink that much. Nah, he's all right." So then you were, when I left, you were. Nothing looked bad. So then I text in the morning and I say, "Hey, how you feeling?" I forget what you said. Something like shit.
No, I felt like I felt fine because I puked it all out.
And that was the next text. As soon as you left, I ran outside and threw up.
Yeah, because I don't puke in the toilet. I think it's gross.
It is. Luckily, I try to keep my toilet as clean as possible because I know what goes in it.
Like, I would rather puke in a tub than in a toilet. I don't want to stick my face in a toilet. It's just gross to me.
I've done that. When I got drugged, I remember I got drugged on my 30th birthday. Man, I was throwing up in the toilet. I didn't know what was going on. That was bad.
No, but now that, so luckily I have a backyard. I ran out into the back. And I just leaned because I don't like to like bend over.
Yeah.
I like to like you're doing the pee lean in the morning.
Yeah. That's what happened to me a couple of weeks ago after training. I told you.
So
things were okay in Florida for a while. Like, we
still are in West Palm.
Yeah, like, it's okay. I mean, we've had the spikes, but anyway, I was training and I was fine. I was feeling good. And next thing I know, I was rolling with a new guy. It was like his second class. It was a white belt. And I just started getting dizzy. I was like, man.
It was probably because he kneed you in the head like 4 times because he was a white.
He is like, I was just letting him go to mount. And like, you're talking to someone like, okay, grab the wrist or do this, go for the arm or whatever. And I tapped out. I was like, dude, get off. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I'm not feeling really good. Next thing you know, I was like, "Professor, I got to go outside." He's like, "Yeah, go." And I just ran outside and I sat down, man, instantly just pouring with sweat. I could not stop sweating. It was 90 to something degrees and I felt like it was 60. I was freezing. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I was just getting, like, if I moved my head the slightest bit, I was just spinning around like crazy. So I had no idea what was going on. Turns out I got really bad dehydration and vertigo. Just because I've been, like, going so hard with, like, work. I guess I wasn't resting or anything enough. Man, I was down for, like, 4 or 5 days. I couldn't move around, do anything without feeling sick. And once in a while, I still get it. Like, I'll feel the dizziness, but it's not as drastic. But, man, I threw up so bad right then and there. I can't do that again. Well, I hate that.
What's funny is inactivity screwed me up for the pandemic. My piriformis injury flared up again because I couldn't swim. So I wasn't able to train since March,
Yeah, I mean,
so like and we opened up, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Where we started having class, but I couldn't even join in and roll or anything until the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've been able to start. Like I started swimming in small pools, and that doesn't do it. I need
you need
a
the
long
distance.
distance pool.
We're too big for kiddie pools, bro.
So like because it happens on the first lap of the long pool every time. There's a right in my lower back that
Just gotta clicks back in.
Yeah, it clicks back in. When I do it in a regular pool, it takes a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't even happen. So, but they started opening up the pool at LA Fitness probably about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The long pools, and my back has gotten to where it needed to be.
You're really testing it out?
What?
I don't trust, even without a pandemic, I don't trust that LA Fitness pool.
It's
Aquacrest closed?
It's chock full of chemicals
And everything
It would
else.
kill. It would kill. I think you could put Ebola in there and it would kill it.
I've worked at LA Fitness.
Yeah, but you got a immune system like a 2-month-old
Baby bird.
baby.
No way, man. Is Aquacrest closed?
No, but what they do is they only give you reserved lane times, and that only opens up at 5 p.m. every Friday. So if you're not logged in at 5 p.m., they fill up like that.
That's stupid.
I agree.
Like every time we've gone, there's maybe 4 people total.
Yeah, but it's people.
I guess it's summer.
It's not even that. It's just people have been stuck. Now they want to get out.
Yeah. It's so stupid. And once everything opens back up again, nothing. I think a lot of people will start traveling and going out to do stuff, but all the things that you and I would normally do, that's going to go back to the way it was before, where it's not going to be anybody in there.
I can tell you this: I don't want to fly for a while.
I mean,
I like if I go anywhere, it's going to be driving. Like this is the first year since Tom and the kids moved up. I always say Tom and the kids, but Tara moved up there too. But this is the first year I wasn't there for
Zach's birthday.
Speaking
of which, happy birthday, Zach. I owe you a happy birthday. I didn't get a chance to call. I was like in the middle of being sick when it was his birthday. Was it?
They were in
Jackson's
Myrtle
birthday
Beach.
too?
No, in April.
Oh yeah, so happy birthday to you too, bro. Sorry. I think I did call for that. Yeah, I did call for his birthday on that one. I did. Sorry, Zach. Oh, your birthday. Him and I were talking trash. Did you see it?
On what?
On Instagram, because I posted up. So I got the new computer for the studio.
No.
I posted up on Instagram, and Tom said something. He's like, "Oh, Zach just got one."
Zach's building his own stuff now.
No, I built mine too. So that's why he's like, "Yeah, Zach built his own too." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome!" Like, what did I say? Oh, he's like, "No, you should ask him for advice." I was like, "Can I get you to pay for mine too?" Then he's like, "No." He did it all by saving his own money. I was like, well, I thought you raised him not to be a sucker and pay with other people's money. So then Zach jumped on. He's like, what games are you playing? So I just started talking to him. I was like, games? There's no games here, son. And we were just going back and forth. So
he gives it as good as he gets it. It's
it's funny. But then and he was telling me about his setup and stuff like that. So I got a one-on-one game of Modern Warfare that I need to prepare for, because he threw down the gauntlet.
Well, he's playing on his computer, and he's.
I think you can play cross console.
No, you can.
Yeah,
but
so if he wants some of the heat on the console, yeah.
I think you're gonna lose.
No, you're talking about years of Counter-Strike, son. It would take me a while to warm up. I'm not gonna lie. It would take me a few rounds to warm up, but
I don't think so.
We're talking about years of Counter-Strike.
I don't think so.
That's because you get your ass handed to you on first-person shooters.
No, I don't. I've been doing for the last month is playing Warzone.
Warzone? I didn't like it.
I'm addicted. I was addicted to it was Rumble, and then they got rid of Rumble, and now I'm addicted to Ground War, where you go and like it's like capture the flag.
Yeah.
So I've been playing the shit out of that.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm addicted to it.
Well, now that I got the setup here, we'll be able to play, because you got it for the PS4, right?
Yeah.
So we can throw it up on here. We can actually do some rounds and stuff. It's funny enough, I actually got addicted to Days Gone.
See, I bought that and I could not stand it.
Why? A lot of people hate it.
I was like, because there's no direction and there's no story. See, what I loved about The Last of Us.
Are we doing spoiler alert?
No.
Okay.
Well, I guess maybe, I don't know. No. What I loved about The Last of Us, which was an incredible zombie game.
The first one, yeah,
yes.
I'm not playing the second one.
I'm not playing the second one either.
Yeah. I know why. Yeah, it's garbage.
So, what I loved about that was the story. The cutscenes were incredible. The story that
the tension,
it funneled you to an ending.
Yeah.
Days Gone is just
Don't
random.
tell me though, because I didn't finish it.
No, there's no fucking story.
Yeah, it's a very
loose knit story if there is one.
It's not even loose knit. It's predictable. It's very predictable.
It just really does not have.
It's a watered down version of Red Dead Redemption.
It's kind of like that where it's just like
it's open world.
World, but it's like.
Did you play Red Dead Redemption?
No.
Oh man, you gotta fucking play that game, dude. I'm telling you, I'll let you borrow it. You need to play this game. I'm telling you, you need to play this game. It is hands down one of the best games of all time.
Yeah.
Like, granted, I'm a big Western person.
Yeah, see, I'm not. Like, that bores me.
No, but it's...
And it's really not first person.
It's half and half. Because it'll be third person to first person, but it's not a Western per se. It's literally in the transition between the Old West into the industrial era.
I'm going to tell you what I'm waiting for.
The Samurai Ghost of Tsushima? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Here's a spoiler alert, though. The graphics of what they showed in the trailer and when they did the big reveal is not what's in the game. It is not as good. So the trailer, obviously, the big press release that they did for it overdid it. But there's a lot of little glitches in the game. But I want to get it too. But I watched a couple of like reviews, like the early reviews and stuff for it. So it's kind of like, oh, and you just so you know, if you play it, you have to play it in Japanese mode.
Well,
because they have the Akira Kurosawa like
the visuals,
black and white. Yeah.
I will see. I watched that. I watched a whole like. It was like a 20-minute.
Yeah, it was
thing.
the press. Yeah, that was with the guy playing flute and stuff. Yeah, that was years ago.
That was awesome. So that's what I didn't see any trailer. So I watched the actual gameplay, which I thought was
that's what I'm saying. That gameplay footage that they showed, that's not what you're gonna get in the game. It's not gonna be as well refined. It's still good, but it's not gonna be as well refined like that. Which I mean, it's gonna happen. It always happens.
Yeah. That and the redo of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah, the re-release.
I'm so happy about that.
That's gonna be so funny.
I just hope it happens before PS5 comes out.
I don't know. I think they might make it just for the PS5.
That would make me want to kill everybody at PlayStation.
It's what they say.
Welcome to Jiu-Jitsu Radio.
Was it releasing this year?
Yeah, it's in October.
Yeah, it's gonna be Christmas time. They're gonna push it back to Christmas. It always gets pushed back.
Not games.
Yeah.
Games they don't push.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little story about Duke Nukem Forever. 10 years in the making.
Yeah, but
there's tons and tons of games that get pushed back.
Yeah,
even this one, the Ghost of what's his?
It's July.
Yeah, no, that was supposed to come out last year. Yeah, no, they always push back games like that. I mean,
what's funny is we're talking about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's that's supposed to be soon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, welcome to Jiu-Jitsu Radio.
Listen, we're catching up. We haven't hung out in a few months, and I know there's not. Actually, the last couple of weeks, there's been a couple of really, really good jiu-jitsu tournaments. Shout out to Third Coast Grappling.
For sure.
They had an awesome event. They've been having some amazing events with the Kumites. Did you watch this last one?
I did not watch it because I was watching the fights.
Yeah. So this last one actually happened during UFC 251, which shout out to Kamaru Usman. Congratulations on the win. I think he is still not getting the credit he deserves. I think Masvidal got a lot of credit from a lot of people that didn't give him credit.
Well, here's the thing. Here, the fact of the matter is, Masvidal had nothing to lose in this.
No, 100%.
If he would, him losing, he does not look bad in this. He took the fight on 6 days' notice. Had to fly halfway across the world.
No, it was a genius play because he was complaining about like pay.
Yeah.
And then they called him up to bail out like the event, and he's like, "Oh man, if that was me, I'd be like, yeah, let's talk numbers."
But he didn't get smashed.
No. He didn't get smashed.
But it was a competitive fight. It wasn't. You know, I don't think Kamaru lost a round.
That's what I don't think people understand is that Masvidal has lost like that before, and that's kind of like the best way to control the fight when you're fighting him. That's gonna be the way to do it.
Yeah, you got to make it ugly.
But if you are a fighter, doesn't matter if it's jiu-jitsu or MMA, if you take a fight short notice, you're not going to have a game plan like you would if you had that 8-week camp. Right? You're going to go, okay, what am I really, really good at that I can dominate, and how do I make it happen in the fight? That's what everybody is going to do. Everybody's going to do that. If I know my wrestling is really, really good and I'm going up against a striker, guess what? I am going to sit there and just wrestle the shit out of you because I want nothing to do with your hands. If I'm a striker and I know that's like my go-to, man, for sure I'm piecing somebody up. So that's just the way that it goes. The bad part about the night is just that Jose Aldo fight.
This was my favorite picture.
With the BMF? Oh, with the feet all swollen up?
From
the memes coming out of this
the
fight.
memes, it's
I wish we could put it up here. We could put it up here. But the memes that are coming out for this one is great. There's one that George posted. It's like, what did Masvidal's feet see throughout the whole fight? And it's just someone like stomping. Like, yeah. The Jose Aldo
When's
fight
the last time you saw someone utilize that many foot stomps?
Oh, it had to be like either a damn, who was it? Someone did that a long time ago. I think Connor did that for a little while. I know that John Jones has done it. I think GSP used to do it a lot too.
Yeah,
Matt Serra used to do it a lot.
And I saw people giving him crap for it.
Here's the thing, man. A lot of these people they just jumped in because Masvidal was watching, and it's funny because when he was doing the shoulder blows, people were like, "Oh, he's trying to be like Connor." It's like, actually, if you go back, that was all John Jones against, I want to say it was Glover Teixeira fight. He was getting shit from that, and that's what he would do. He was locking up his shoulder, and he fucked up his shoulder to the point where he needed surgery. So it's like, it's not, none of this stuff is old, guys. Like, you have to pay attention. That's what the thing is. So many people are trying to start arguments, and 90% of them, I want to say, don't know the real history. They'll bring up old fights, but they never watched it. Like, you don't even remember, you never even watched this fight, but you're using it because that's what you read other people are using as the argument. But I guarantee you saw nothing but highlights from that fight.
Well, and here what's weird is this, like, what people nowhere else but in South Florida realize, this was two local boys.
Mm-hmm. They don't realize that he's like
there are so many cross, what's the word I'm looking for, relationships.
Oh, there's so many backstories that they have no clue about.
Right, so it's like these guys never really had a beef.
No,
you know, there was no real beef, and
the only beef was from the Ultimate Fighter, which people don't even remember. Kamaru was the winner of. People don't even remember.
And
that
George
Kamaru
wasn't even on that show.
No, that was like Steve was on there and like a couple other guys. But that's what I'm saying. Is like people don't even remember that Kamaru won the Ultimate Fighter. That goes like, that's how you can tell. Like, they didn't even want to bring that up. They didn't even bring up the Ultimate Fighter, and it's like ATT beef. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, Kamaru posted the photo of him and Glenn. Excuse me, from that one. I think it's hilarious. But there was a lot of crazy like fights that night, man. Like, I feel bad for Gilbert because I really wanted to see him be there. I think it would have been a really shining moment. I definitely want to get him on here to talk about what happened, to get more of his side. I think you see the back and forth between him and Edwards.
I didn't see it, but like listening to what's his name? Who's
Helwani?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He thinks Leon Edwards should be next.
Yeah, he's just doing whatever. He's trying to stir up the thing so he can say he did a part of it. But as good as Leon Edwards is, he fights once, maybe twice a year, and he's risking making the same mistake that Tyron Woodley made, and that's just complain.
Well, the fight that makes the most sense to me is Masvidal Leon Edwards.
100%. That's the fight that should happen.
That's the 3-piece in a soda fight.
Yeah, no, that's a fight that should have happened a year ago. But again, it comes down to Leon Edwards sitting there and like blowing everything off and saying this, that, and the other, instead of being like, man, if you take that fight, if you would have taken that fight right away, and it would have been Masvidal, and don't forget that Masvidal had the BMF fight, like.
Well, Dana says Gilbert's next.
Yeah, but see, again, Helwani is trying to stir up that pot where now they're saying Gilbert's going to have to fight Leon Edwards, and the winner of
he said that, but that's not what Dana said.
No.
Dana said that night that Gilbert is next.
Which is the way that it should be.
And that fight is the real fight, because then we see wrestling versus jiu-jitsu.
Man, that's going to be...
And yes, Kamaru is a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Listen.
I understand that. But when it comes to jiu-jitsu,
it's a different level.
There's different levels.
Listen, from seeing them countless times spar at the gym, I think it's going to be a lot less wrestling in jiu-jitsu than you think it's going to be.
Oh, no, exactly. That's what happens.
It's going to be a striking match.
It's going to turn into and both men have proven that they have knockout power.
Listen, I'm telling you, it's going to be one of the most exciting striking fights you're going to watch, because they know each other's moves. They might not know the newer little tricks, but now they're going to get to do the stuff that you'll probably see in training, and the stuff that they know the other person knows. So there will be a lot of little nuances and things like that.
Well, I'm going to tell you what the most important thing is going to come down to be, and it's something that I think Kamaru has in his favor, and it's come down. It's the single most important aspect of any fight. Cardio. And not that Gilbert's in bad shape. Don't get me wrong, but
Gilbert was literally known for his tank.
He was getting tired there for a while.
Which fight?
At 155.
Yeah,
which makes sense
because he was cutting
weight.
But if you watch any jiu-jitsu tournament with Gilbert and you watch any of the fights where he's going
right.
His gas tank is crazy.
But Kamaru's is another level. Yeah, and I think if Gilbert's going to have any kind of chance,
it's going to be on the gas tank.
He's going to have to make sure his gas tank.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be pretty crazy. Are you
Gorilla Boy?
We got the shirt.
It's a new logo. Take a look.
How many of these are you put up on the table now?
This will be the fourth. The third.
It doesn't work.
1, 2.
Promotion wise.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it doesn't work promotion wise if you keep on sticking them in the same spot.
I just like them. I like to stick things.
I know they're cool stickers, but you gotta disseminate them throughout the area to get the most impact.
And you know me, I gotta be doing something with my hands.
Yeah. I had to get rid of the clay that we had in here.
Because it melted?
It was melting. It was going all over the place. I was actually trying to use it to get the skateboard. I had the skateboard up here, but it kept falling. It scared the shit out of me. I was in here like testing out the stream and stuff, and I had the skateboard right here, and it just bang fell on the floor. Almost pooped my pants. Almost pooped them.
Who hasn't? If you say you haven't, you're a liar. Everybody has almost pooped their pants or have pooped their pants.
I've learned my lesson to not make that joke, because I used to make that joke all the time until the day it happened to me. And then I learned
what joke did you make?
I used to always make the joke about like, oh, you're going to shit your pants, like old man. Till the day it happened to me. And when the day that happens to you, it happens to everybody. Mark my words, the day you end up shitting your pants, you're going to change your tune. You're going to be like, oh, you're not going to... That's the way to look at it. You're gonna see the world slightly different. You're definitely gonna lose some respect for
All
yourself.
right, I got a scenario for you.
Okay. Probably already happened to me.
No, it hasn't happened to you because
Okay.
it hasn't happened to anybody. Did you see Zombieland?
I think half of it.
Well, in the beginning, remember, he's getting gas. He has to take a dump. He goes to open the door, and there's a zombie in there. He starts running around the parking lot.
Right.
Gets in his car. There's a zombie in the back seat. He puts on the brakes. Zombie flies through the windshield, goes through another window. He shoots it in the head, comes back, shoots it again in the head because you got to get the double tap.
Right.
And then he sits down and shits his pants. He goes, oh, well, at least I found a place to go, number 2. In a zombie apocalypse, when do you clean your ass from that situation? Do you get back in the car and get the hell out of Dodge?
It depends on the situation.
Well, no. Think of the situation.
Right.
He was just chased by 3 different zombies.
You're saying that, like, I know what you're trying to get at, but that's what I'm saying is, does it look like you have time, or is
You
there
don't know.
like?
It's nighttime. It's
Oh,
night.
no, it doesn't.
It was nighttime, and
Okay,
he
wait.
needed gas.
Question. What kind of zombies are we talking about here?
They're fast runners.
No, but are they sound responsive? Are they scent responsive?
They're kind of. You don't really know.
Okay.
I think they're
It's a fresh zombie apocalypse.
yeah.
So
I think they're attracted to lights because as soon as the lights came on in the
That's sound though. That's still sound.
Well, no, it was more the lights because they weren't. The lights came on in the amusement part at the end, and they were too far away to hear noise, but they could see the lights.
If they're sound responsive,
I think they're sound and sight responsive.
okay. Then I would say
Do you wait? Do you find a safe place to hole up and keep your dirty ass, or do you find a place and clean your ass?
okay. Again, I guess it comes down to the scenario. Obviously, am I escaping in a car?
You're in a car.
Cruise control, open the door, drive, and wipe. Drive with the door open, butt hanging out the door.
No, it's an impossibility.
I promise you it is not.
Well, and here's the thing: you can't do that either because the roads are you gotta.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on the scenario. If
Yeah.
I'm out in the open, where
Like
it's
the main roads are all jacked up during the zombie apocalypse, so you got to
then
take
I wouldn't
back
be driving
roads.
at night anyway.
Yeah, or do you travel at night and sleep during the
No,
day?
travel during the day.
And then-
Why would you do it at night when you have the worst vision possible? When you could do it in the day, you can at least see where they're coming from.
Yeah, well,
Nighttime.
well,
you
he
hunker
was
down.
just at a gas station,
Yeah.
so who knows what the plan was?
You hunker down, man, and you always want to.
So you keep a dirty ass until you know it's safe.
Right. I would like if it's at nighttime. It's like, man, you can go for a while. Again, if they're not scent responsive, then I'm fine. It's whatever. Like I don't have to worry.
How
about
do
it.
you do that? Like if you shit your pants, you can't take a shower. You're
I
just
can prove you wrong on that one too.
no. There's it's
Did I
a
not tell you this story?
No, there is a zombie apocalypse.
You got to jump in the river. You got to find.
You got to find a
local body
river.
of water.
You got to find a body of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would. That's
I mean,
like,
I could
that's,
give you. I
that
could give
is
you
a
other
bad,
responses, but it would be
that's-
super gross.
That's a bad case. Like,
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it all depends. You have to specify the type of zombie it is.
Now
If
here-
it's scent responsive, instantly drawers off. Make sure I don't
yeah,
get
but
on my
maybe
pants
if you.
and then
But
take
the
off.
thing is maybe if you smell like shit, you smell more like they do, and maybe it's a mask.
No, because they don't shit.
No, but they smell like shit.
I don't think so. They smell like rotten flesh, but they'll know the difference.
I don't know. Let's bring this to jiu-jitsu. Now, do you think it's fair that somebody that shits their pants gets DQ'd?
100%, absolutely.
Now, here's the question: Why? So, if you have a hole in your pants, you got 5 minutes to change it. If you get if you shit your pants, don't you think you should get that same courtesy?
Nope. No, you're done. You're done. That's the same. If second you throw up in a match, you automatically lost. You're done.
Right, but if no turds ever touched the ground,
Doesn't matter.
what if you had a Hershey squirt?
Doesn't matter. Which it has happened. There's been times where I'm like, beep, up. Like, you're like, you got to catch it back up. Not in a tournament, but I'm like, we've seen it at tournaments. People pissing themselves and shitting themselves mid-match. Like, it's an instant finish. Like, you're done. because it's just unhygienic and it's dangerous. Like, that's how you get pink eye.
Yeah, it's. But if the ref notices it, it's like
they have to stop. They technically have to stop immediately and have to clean it up.
Yeah, but what if no turds have touched the ground?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They still have to do it. It's the same if like you end up getting a bump and you like bleed. You gotta stop it.
If you did shit your pants in a tournament, would you ever compete again?
Oh, for sure.
Would you?
I have no shame.
You would be the guy that. Oh, remember that guy? He's the guy that shit his pants.
Like it depends on what kind of turd are we talking about. Are we talking about South Park level? Like
no. It's like the ones that I've seen are people that got like a squirt. You know what I'm saying? They got that like they all of a sudden the back of the white gi pants. It's got a brown spot on the back.
The Joel Romero.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I have no shame. I don't care. I was going hard, bro. I was going hard in the paint.
I don't know if I could compete again.
Really? You would let that stop?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Because in my weight division, there's only a few competitors, and we know each other. Yeah. So it's like,
listen, man. Like, I'm not one of those people that believes in like having rituals and stuff. But when it comes to sports, I have one ritual. Always, always, always. Otherwise, I know for a fact I'm going to have either a bad game or a bad like tournament. Before a match, before a game, whether it was soccer, basketball, you name it, gotta take a poop. I have to take a poop before. Always.
See, I only go on, but I bring wipes.
Even like going to class.
I bring wipes with me.
Yeah.
But I don't. If I don't gotta go, I'm not gonna go. But it's really weird how right before you have to go
that's when you feel it.
You gotta go pee.
That's fight or flight.
You always gotta go. You always gotta pee no matter what.
It's fight or flight. It's automatic. It's human
and then as
nature.
soon as you step on the mat, it goes away.
Yeah.
But like you're like, oh man, even when you just go pee, you go, oh man, I can pee again.
I just gotta go again. No, it's fight or flight. It's automatic in like body, like subliminal body reaction. Like you get in a fight, like
let's make you lighter.
It's make you lighter, but it's also
in case you got to
like
flight.
A deterrent kind of thing too. That's why like sharks can like if you urinate or something in the water, they know somebody's in trouble. Let me go over there see if I can fuck up their day. 100%. No, it's fight or flight. That's why like some people like for me, I don't have that issue. I am just more worried, like, I want to get it out because I know I'm going to, like, push really hard. And the last thing I want is to poop myself. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't even like going to class unless I know I took, like, a poop an hour before.
No, I don't.
I can't, like, because that actually happened to me end of last year. We were in class, and, like, class was finishing up. I'm like, I got to go, guys. I can't be here. I was like, I can't be here. It's like, why don't you just go here? It's like, you don't want this here. Like, this package needs to be delivered.
I've gone to Miami Open a few times, but like I said, I always bring wipes just in case.
No, you have to. Like,
and at that one campus, I found the quiet bathrooms.
I always do.
I'll walk.
I'll do recon
halfway across the campus, or no, all the way across campus.
Yep.
And find a nice quiet bathroom.
I do
to take care of business.
I will always get to a tournament early to do recon and see like where I could go. Like the Orlando tournaments that we do at that Civic Center, you notice they always block off that second bathroom. I know how to get to it.
Well, no, there was the one in Orlando there's a second floor on the far side.
Yeah, that one's bad too. Like
nobody was going in there.
Oh, for you got lucky. Every time I went in there, man, there is nothing worse in jiu-jitsu than a bathroom on a tournament weekend. There is nothing. Nothing will gross you out.
Yeah,
more.
that is so true.
There's like I can't even imagine what the girls.
Every time you walk in there, it smells like someone took a dump.
Oh, it's like the protein dumps.
Like a fresh dump.
Yeah, it's like protein dumps and like someone shit themselves every single time. And what I don't get is how there's guys in there like eating and there's people like changing and stuff in there. Like every time I've seen it. Every time I'm like, dude, I can't even handle.
I never get dressed in that bathroom.
I'll go and change under the bleachers.
I go change above at Miami.
Yeah.
I go all the way to the top behind the one
pillar
booth
or whatever. Yeah.
That's where I go. I'm like,
100%.
I'm not going. I don't want to, like, not only are you smelling dookie the whole time you're getting
It's going
changed.
straight into your nostrils. That's what you
But
got,
there's
sinus infection.
the place is packed.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't have
You gotta
room.
wait in line and stuff. And
No.
like, people have no manners at all when it comes to that stuff, man. Like, I don't understand that, but all I know is I would rather have the awkward moment or like the conversation, someone yelling at me for being in my underwear out in the middle in front of everybody to change than I would to be in that bathroom.
Yeah, and then also in Miami, there's a few rooms, like
The
on
locker rooms for the
no, not the
athletes?
locker rooms. They're like to the east end of the gymnasium.
Uh-huh.
There's like they have a couple rooms.
Yeah.
One is like a
Like a PT room.
like with like mirrors and stuff, like
Yeah,
a
it's-
dance room,
Yeah.
and nobody ever goes in there, and I'll go
Don't
in
tell
there.
people, bro. Come on, man. Now you're gonna sit there and
They're
have
not-
that issue.
They're not gonna hear that part.
I'll sit there. I'm like, man, I'll go out there, put my nuts out in the air, but anything is better than being in those like bathrooms. That's what I'm saying. Like, I need to ask one of the female competitors for like Miami Open and stuff. I want to know if the guys.
Why don't we
bathroom is
ask
that
our
gross.
people? Maybe there's a girl watching right now.
I'll ask.
Comment below.
Yeah, let us know how.
Let us
bad-
know. Comment below here.
Let us know how bad female restrooms are at jiu-jitsu tournaments, because if it's bad for us, I can't even imagine the just demolished show that is a women's restroom at a jiu-jitsu tournament. I can't even imagine. Like, I'd just walk by, be like, bah, bah. Like, You girls try to act like it's not.
No,
we know better.
Girls poo too. We know that.
I've worked at restaurants. I've had to clean up the women's restrooms, and it's always been worse than the guys. Every time.
I tell everybody this story. Back when I was a bouncer, a girl passed out in the bathroom, and the bathrooms were terrible, dirty, because girls are dirty creatures because they won't sit on a toilet. They hover.
Oh yeah, I hover over the toilet.
I don't poop in
Don't be
places
sexist.
that I have to.
hover.
I have to hover. She was passed out in the bathroom, licking the floor.
Wait, what do you mean? Like she was licking the floor and passed
Like
out?
like
Oh,
she was
no, her
passed
tongue was
out. No. She was like passed out, but she was.
Oh, she probably thought she was eating like ice cream.
I
or
don't know
something.
what she was thinking, but I almost puked watching her do it. Then I had to pick this girl up who was wet, by the way. I had to pick her up and bring her outside. So she was kind of laying on her, she was kind of like passed out on her side.
Just like,
And so I tried to put the dry side up on my shoulder. And we brought her outside. We had this bench that we used to put them on.
yeah.
Put her on the bench. Looked for her friends, and finally her friends came out, and it's like her hair on the one side was like wet. It
Yeah.
was like, oh my god.
You just reminded me, like, you never. Yeah, I guess you never did that. So you know how they had the kickball leagues? That was like the big fad for a while. So I signed up for it. Like, this was years ago. So I signed up one year for a beach league. They only did it like once a year. But it was, it's all about drinking. So it was summer, beach league. It rained all the time. So one day it was pouring. They canceled the games, but everyone's like, let's just still go to the bar. So like a good, probably like 6 or 7 of us decided let's just meet at the bar anyway. It was down in Deerfield on the beach. And just drink and just have fun, whatever, just hang out. Cool. So I'm the last to show up. And as I come in, it's like old school dive bar. Like those seafaring, piratey dive bars where there's
the Frog and Delray.
Worse. Well, no, I wouldn't say worse. It's more like
The Sail
Blue
In.
Anchor. Like,
Yeah, but Blue Anchor is in a dive.
right, but think that, but dive. So there's like the anchors and like wheels.
So
and
like the
charts
Sail
and
In.
stuff, right? So
Shout out to the Sail In Delray Beach.
that's old school. So
They've been closed since
Yeah.
the pandemic.
I walk in, and there's my group of friends, the bartenders, and one lady right at the front, face down, just done, dead. That's a dead body right there. And they're sitting there like, oh, you okay? And, like, I literally watched the bartender grab the lady's hair, like, pick her up, let go, and then bam, slams, right? I'm like, I walk up, I was like, hey, you okay? I'm like, she's all right. You can let her go. But they knew her, right? They knew who she was or whatever. And I go sit down, and I go look at this lady while we're drinking, and she's done, man. She's done. So the bartender knows her. Like, they don't know her personally, but you could tell she's
Been there before?
been there wrecked before. She's like, oh, yeah, I grabbed her phone. I called her friends. So they're going to come and pick her up. Like, can one of you guys help us? Because we can't have her here. Because she was right at the front door. So if anybody comes by, they see a dead body, like, the bar's going to get in trouble. I'm trying to be Mr. fucking White Knight. Like, yeah, I'll help you out. I have to scoop this lady up off the bar stool and grab her. And I'm like, I definitely overpromised on this one. So I'm holding her, and she just turns around and starts laying on my chest. Instantly, I don't think about, like, oh, I hope I don't drop her.
I'm thinking, I hope she don't pee on me.
I hope she doesn't throw up. I hope she doesn't throw up, because I hear her like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, please don't throw up. Please don't throw up. Get her to the back. Put her on on a chair, on the table, face down, passed out, like whatever. We put all our stuff there. Maybe 45 minutes later, her friends finally show up. So, like, can you help us? Like, so I had to help grab this lady, get her to the car, and she's arguing the whole time with her friends. She's like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, listen, you have to go with your friends. You're fucked up. This bar is not gonna take you again. She gets in the car. I order a pizza from the place next door, and I'm watching her flip off, like just flip out on her friends, just going completely off. They do a turn, come back around. She just jumps out of the car, comes back, goes back into the bar, and just goes in there and starts drinking again. I was like, yo, you're going to die.
Well, that's on the bartender.
Right. No, and I was like, you guys can't, like, feed her, like, anything. They're like, we can't do anything. Like, we kick her out.
You cannot serve her.
Right. So they kick her out again, and she just ends up stumbling, walking around the area, sits down at the same, like, bench in front of the bar, and just passes out. Friends left her there. Purse sitting right there. I'm like, I can't do anything.
Younger, older?
No, she, like, I was probably, I was like 28, 29 at the time. She had to be like 39, 40.
Nice set of Hooters?
I don't know. I was just worried about her not throwing up. I think it's one of those, like, old people living by, like, close to the ocean, wreck kind of people. You know what I mean?
No.
The, like, there's the beach bum, not by chance or, like, not by choice kind of people. The ones that just drank their life away and, like, that's their thing. They got nothing else going on. They go to work, like, 9 to 5, and then they just hit that happy hour every night kind of, like, person. Not that there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, if you're hitting every night, there's a deal.
But that's that kind of, that leathery kind of.
Yeah.
I go to the beach every weekend, and, like, someone has to carry me home.
But nice set of Hooters?
I don't know. I'll be honest on this one. That was not my concern.
Nice set of tatas.
I just saw a dead body.
That is so misogynist.
That's very, like, I would be honest on it either way, but that was a dead body. I don't know how people can do that, man.
Yeah, there are people that are weird.
So listen, there's been a lot of crazy shit going on in jiu-jitsu lately. I don't know if you've been keeping up.
Sorta.
Have you? Did you hear about what's going on with Henzo?
Yeah, again, it's like.
But did you look into everything that was going on, or did you just kind of hear it?
Well, you know what it was is what it looked like to me.
You could say it, because if you're not gonna say it, I'll say it.
No, I'm gonna say it. Is it looked like he was messing with people who were? He was just Who,
Henzo?
Yeah.
No, son, you're off. Let me tell you. Let me school you to this story. So for those of you that don't know, show of a journalistic MMA representation, Bloody Elbow. This guest writer or whatever that they have, Kareem Zidane, who's just a crap show of a writer, decided to write an article about Henzo Gracie, saying that he's racist and full of hatred and all this other stuff, right?
Well, it said he quoted
Here's what happened.
Hitler On multiple
years
occasions.
ago. No, years ago.
That's what he said. Multiple occasions.
No, I'll tell you what happened. Years ago, Henzo made a post quoting
Joseph Goebbels, I think.
Himmler.
Himmler.
Supposedly didn't know what he was posting. He just liked the quote. I forget what the quote was, but he posted Heinrich Himmler quote on Instagram, and people instantly were like, you do know who you're quoting, right? And he was like, oh, no, just whatever, man.
I like the quote.
You like the quote. That being said, it was definitely probably not the best person to quote. Just if you're thinking that like the worst person to quote is Hitler, Himmler's right under him.
No, Goebbels.
Well, see, Goebbels was the marketing guy. He was crazy, but so those three guys would be like 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Hitler's still on top. 2 and 3 you can swap. Doesn't matter. Right. So
Funnily though, a lot of people, American soldiers, respected who was the German the general that was in North Africa, the Desert Fox.
you got me.
I don't remember his name, but which is weird. But a lot of they said he fought with honor. Like they had respect for that guy.
Isn't he like British? I think you're thinking about
No. The Desert Fox. I'll tell you who. Go ahead. Keep going with the story.
Continue with the story. So there was a whole big hoopla, rightfully so, because a big name posted something and took it down.
Rommel.
Huh?
Irwin Rommel.
Okay. Okay. So he took down the quote, apologized, and he's like, whatever. But in true Henzo fashion, he realized how much it pissed people off, and they just didn't want to accept his apology. That he kind of just like, I'm gonna fucking keep going with it, and just said like, but I still like the quote, motherfucker. Like, okay, like that's Henzo being Henzo, which
messing with people,
fucking with people. Like he doesn't give a shit. Like he apologized. Like I don't see anything. Like, and I remember when it happened, I don't see anything of it.
Yeah, I remember it happening too, and I remember him going. I remember it being a thing of innocence.
Yeah, like I truthfully, honestly believe that he was sincere about the apology, but Henzo being Henzo was still loving the fact that he pissed people off. I'm pretty sure Henzo's not a fucking Nazi or a Nazi sympathist, whatever. So anyway, they brought this up. Okay, the guy made a mistake. I know that I've misquoted or quoted the wrong person. Not a Nazi, but I've quoted someone and be completely fucking off and said, okay, didn't know. My fault. Obviously, it wasn't anything like racist or anything like that. It was people like, no, definitely don't want to quote that person. And I've caught other people doing it where I've sat there and said, hey, you might not want to quote this person. For example, this actually happened months ago, but I'm not going to get into the situation. But basically, someone picked a character from... They picked Cthulhu, right, for this whole big group project. And I told them, like, you might not want to use that person as a representative of your group. Not Cthulhu, but the person that wrote that, because he was super duper racist.
H.P. Lovecraft was racist?
What? Have you legitimately read the Call of Cthulhu?
I've read a lot of the things he's written.
Go read Call of Cthulhu. He's super duper racist. Yes, son. Go look it up.
No.
Yes, sir.
No.
Okay, how much you want to bet? You may be the writer, but I'm telling you, Call of Cthulhu had heavy duty racism. H.P. Lovecraft was super racist. Total side note. Anyway, while he looks that up, the next part of the article brought up a fight from way back in the day with Henzo, in which he submitted the fighter. I forget the guy's name. He submitted the fighter, and as he was getting up to walk away, like stepped on his neck, stepped on him, and walked off. If you see the fight,
right, for a reason.
For a reason, right? I get it. Definitely not the best, but again, it's a fighter. Why did Henzo do that? Because the fighter that he stepped over was fucking with him the whole time, and if I recall correctly, he also was talking trash about, I guess, Henzo's girlfriend, whoever at the time. And then the night before the fight was calling Henzo's room repeatedly, trying to like fuck with him so he wouldn't get enough sleep the night before their big fight. So guess what? That's not really a racist thing. It's not a hateful thing. It was a fighter being pissed off. Stuff happened. It's no different than Khabib and Conor and that whole fight going off. Not the best choice, but is anyone really going to say that that's a hateful racist person? No, it was two guys being like stupid, whatever. So this guy is just basically trying to use Henzo and trying to bring up old dirt to cause some kind of hoopla to get his attention, to get attention in the MMA world. It's really just bottom of the dirt pile type of journalism, because then he tried to say that he's like, oh, he's best friends with some Chechnyan killer and all this other stuff. Whatever, man. Henzo knows a lot of people. Like, when you're in that world, you're gonna end up, especially back in the day in the fight game, you're gonna be with a lot of grungy people. And then they try to bring in Bolsonaro. Like, okay, listen, man, I can't tell you that much about Bolsonaro. I can tell you what I know, but I know that Henzo's relationship with Bolsonaro has created a lot of jobs for Brazil. It has done a lot of good for Brazil. And if the Brazilian people love Bolsonaro, it is not my place to sit there and say shit. Did you look it up?
Yeah, I'm trying to I didn't. No. I'm trying to get to where it says he was racist.
You have to look into the actual story, but no, he was super duper racist. Dude, we're back, not Henzo. We're back on H.P. Lovecraft. If you look at the what he talks about in H.P. Lovecraft, he talks about like genetics, and he talks about like black people being inferior and stuff like that. I
don't ever remember reading that, and I read the calls.
No, I did too. But it's part of it, and there's like a huge whole extra lore that like most people don't even know about when it comes to his creatures and stuff like that. But if you read the Call of Cthulhu again, like I doubt that you have some kind of version that was edited by any means. But no, there's some seriously like super duper racial things.
I'll have to reread it, but I've never heard of that.
Don't get me wrong. Despite that part, it is a pretty cool story.
Here's the thing: nowadays, if you were born before 1940,
not even 70s.
Well, if you were born before then, you're racist. So it does, like,
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't. I think by today's standards, people are gonna automatically call you racist. For sure.
That's what I'm saying. By today's standards,
you see, like the thing that like,
and he may very well be. I've just never read it. But what I'm saying is, if your views match the views of the times back then, they consider you racist. But what people don't understand was we had a different core of values that we went by.
Obviously not a good one.
Which is why we evolved.
Right. That's Idris Elba actually had like a good quote. He said that they shouldn't be banning all the old TV shows just because they were racist, because people should see where like society was at the time. They should learn where they were. Like, listen, if you cancel old TV shows, I honestly don't give a shit. I care about that people are included and people are respected. That's all I care about. I'm not going to engage in any of those arguments and stuff like that. Listen, if people want to protest, go protest. We're in a country where you're allowed to do it. I just ask that you do it, safely and respectfully. Like that fucking couple that came out pointing guns. Listen, I'll tell you right now, regardless of what's going on across the street from you, if I'm in that group and I see you pointing the guns at me, I'm shooting.
They shouldn't have broke down the fence.
That's a whole different part.
That's not a whole different part.
No. I'm saying there's a whole different thing with that. That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is someone pointing a gun at me, regardless of the protest, I'm shooting at you. Whatever other part is going on in that protest, I didn't look into it. I've heard things here and there. Like, should people be vandalizing stuff? No.
They didn't vandalize. They broke into their place.
That's vandalizing. You're breaking
but that's also castle laws.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a lot of gray area.
There's a lot of different legal.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, they were under by law. They were allowed to do what they did.
Right. I am not engaging in any of that stuff. I am supporting my friends who are gonna understand that struggle more than me, obviously. Like, I can say I've been discriminated against. There's no way that I could even remotely come close to comparing to any of like my black friends or Asian friends or whatever. All I know is like I look at it and I'm like, we are still having these fucking issues, man. Like, I don't get it, because every day I go
because the world is not perfect.
The world's not perfect, but every day I look at it, I'm like, man, I come in and I train with people from all backgrounds, all races, and that never even comes into my head.
I think it doesn't do that. I think 98% of the population is the same way. I don't agree with. I grew up in sports, man. It was we never did anything.
See, like, that's why I mean I would be more than happy to have somebody in martial arts and jiu-jitsu that can come up and give us their point of view, their explanation of a whole world that I am not privy to. What sucks for me though is like, man, why can't we just fucking fix this issue already? Because I'm sitting here and I'm training with some amazing people from all over the world, all different backgrounds, and that's never a fucking issue. That's not an issue. Like, the funny part too is like capoeira. Capoeira was a martial art created by slaves. Like, and there's so much history to that. And I'm looking at it, I was like, man, there's Spanish people, white people, black people, people like from all over, and they train capoeira. There's never any issues. No one ever comes up dropping N-bombs. No one comes up saying like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, man, so the fact that people still argue that, saying that it's not an issue, I hate to break it to you, it's a fucking issue.
And it's going to be an issue.
Like, I can tell you from my point of view, like how I know it's legitimate. I can't tell you how many times someone's come up to me and said all sorts of racist stuff about Spanish people. And they don't know that I'm Hispanic. They don't know that I'm half Hispanic.
That's kind of like a dream scenario.
Like,
it's kind of like
you don't know. You know how many times
you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, and I've sat there. It's kind of like being like the double agent or something. Like, I'm the spy. I'm like, oh, yeah. Like, I can't tell you how many times. Like, you've met my dad. My dad's got a heavy accent. Like, when you talk to you, like, oh, you're not from around here, huh? But you're not going to hear that from me. There's no accent in my voice. So there's so many times that I work with my dad that maybe if I've had to go do like a delivery for him or something, go drop off a boat or whatever, where the person has been like, oh, I'm so glad they finally brought someone here that can speak English. I'm tired of dealing with these so-and-so. I'm like, yeah, that guy's a real POS, huh? Like, I just like they have no clue who I am. So I'm like, yeah, like a real scumbag, right? Yeah, it sucks. Like, especially that accent. That accent sucks, right? You can't understand a single word. Like, yeah, and they get really into it. And I'm like, that's my dad. And then just white all over their face. They just they freeze. Like, you got a problem with it, you can let me know. We can handle it.
And I honestly, here's the whole thing is I think it's hard for a lot of people, and myself especially, to imagine that more people are racist than aren't, and it's because racism doesn't come into my world. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's
a different upbringing where it's like, I definitely think it's that thing where it's like, it's taught. It's not something that you're born with.
It's yes and no. I mean, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's always taught. But my stepdad he's a Sicilian and
no, they're super racist.
He was super racist.
They're super racist, and that's the thing I never understood. Like,
but I always used to get mad at him.
Yeah, no,
I used to get mad at him, and because one of I hate to be that guy that says that has black friends, but by the way, when you say that if you have black friends, odds are you're not a racist. I'm just saying. Like,
no, that's not true.
I'm just saying, if you a real racist, you can have prejudice.
Like
prejudice is different from racism.
Nah, I mean, not to me, but
it is.
Right, I will let you have your point of view. Mine's different.
But growing up, one of my good friends, his name was Artie Matthews. We used to sleep over at each other's houses. He was a black kid, and the first time he came to my house, you should have seen my stepdad's face because we didn't tell him
Yeah.
that already was black.
It's like, oh, what are you doing, bringing this guy here?
Yeah, and you know he minded his P's and Q's that weekend, and
Because he was black.
who
minded his P's and
my
Q's?
stepfather,
Oh,
and it didn't say anything wrong. So it was.
but you're living in like an Archie Bunker type household there or something.
Well, with him, yeah.
See, like, it's never been an issue for me.
But it's never been one.
But you know what's funny is like you go to Italy, they're super duper racist there, and it's a big issue, especially when things were going on with
There's
Syria.
racism everywhere.
No, for sure.
Like England
You go
has
to
a whole thing with
Japan and
Pakistan.
China, super duper racist in China, super racist, especially with the whole pandemic. You see, they were like kicking people out of their homes because they were African.
No, I did not see.
You didn't see that? They were literally going up to people's houses saying, "You need to get out of here."
They have Muslims in concentration camps in China right now.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. Like, to me, it's like everything that's going on right now. It's like I can't. Like I said, like I can only say that I support for the change and for like the equality.
Yes,
I can't
we
say
should
that,
always strive to be better.
I can't say that I can even remotely fathom to understand like stuff that my black friends like, or even my like Asian friends or whoever like have to go through. I can completely understand the anger. Like, I can definitely understand that. And I mean, that's coming from, again, someone that has, just from being an immigrant, had to experience a small version of that, because I was an immigrant, but my skin's still white. So I still get away with a ton of stuff that other people wouldn't get away with. I mean, I can tell you in Italy, like, when I was growing up there was a lot of people like Moroccans and stuff like that, Nigerians and stuff. Man, people are super duper racist. Did people talk to, even to this day, people talk down to them. Now you have a large population of Japan or Chinese people in Italy.
Yeah,
like, and they're
working there.
They're working everywhere in Europe. So like, there's economic issues because of that, but there's a huge like racist issues. I could tell you like not the last time, but the time before last when I went to Italy, what really blew my mind was there was publicly supported vigilantes. Did I ever tell you about that?
There were what?
Publicly supported vigilantes. So there's a group of people, and I can't remember what they were called, but they would walk around with a green armband with like a white V on it.
So they were like the guardian angels here, but
right. I mean,
beat up people that didn't belong in the neighborhood.
Yeah, 100%. So they would sit there, like, literally, I watched these people. They would stand there, and like, they always walked around in 2s or 3s, and they walk around like the city and try and spot people. And it's like, what are you doing here? Or whatever, and then like bully people, and obviously, whatever, things get out of hand. But man, that's all out there. That is all out there. So you can tell me that I'd like to think that racism is not that out there, but it's out there. It's
out
bad.
there, but it's not pretty bad. It's out there, but we are in the least racist society that we've ever been, and we will continue to get less and less racist.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think about the whole Wayfair thing?
Ooh, I think it's real, dude.
You think that's legit?
I think that's legit.
For people that don't know, there was a conspiracy theory that popped up the other day with Wayfair, which is a website where you could buy stuff, just random stuff. It's like a wannabe Amazon. And they had these bookshelves, and then it turns out like pillows and stuff like that too. So you could buy a random like metal shelving
for $13,000
for $13,000, and they changed the name, so it would be like Michelle-5, like shelves.
Amiri.
Yeah.
Like really weird names.
Like, right. Really specific weird names.
Happen.
And then if you look up that name, they would actually
coincide with a missing child within the last 6 months.
And then there was actually other stuff with like pillows. So they would call it was like some astrological pillow where it was like like Sagittarius on there, and then it would be like the Veronica Sagittarius pillow or whatever. Like, it would make really weird references that somehow correlated with the missing person or missing child. And then again, like you're talking
And
about a throw pillow that would be $10,000.
And I've seen pictures of the
person
that like their missing poster underneath the name of the shelf.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And it's like, and I seen it in a video. Like the person didn't they weren't like, it wasn't something they could change on.
It wasn't Photoshop.
It wasn't Photoshopped.
Well,
it was like
Photoshop anything.
Yeah, but like
I thought that too when I first saw it. I was like, oh, that's got to be Photoshop.
Yeah,
like because that's easy to like fake. I could easily create those images, but the fact that they took
and they kept clicking through.
Yeah,
the one I watched, they kept clicking through to the prices and stuff like that, and I was like,
yeah. Like, it wouldn't seem as sketchy if it wasn't for Wayfair taking everything down. That's when it's like, okay, probably you were better off just leaving it up there so people could see and figure it out for themselves.
And think about this. Think about how many people have said this about Hollywood and the rich, about pedophilia
Do
being...
you think Johnny Depp did it?
Did what?
Like, beat up Amber Heard and whatever? Did you see the poop she left him?
Yeah. No, I didn't see the picture of the poop.
There's the picture of the poop. It's hilarious.
He said that was the final straw.
Yeah.
But
that was the final straw.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, you can do whatever you want, but when you poop in my bed, that's where I draw
there's
the
an
fucking
issue.
line.
But
we talk a lot about poop today.
Yeah. But as far as that you know, the whole, like, think about like people have been saying this for years. Alex Jones, as crazy as his ass is,
he's kind of been right for most of the time.
He's been right. The only thing he hasn't really been right on has been the Sandy Hook being a
red flag.
No, a fake shooting.
Oh, a fake one.
He said it. Think about all the child stars that have been raped. Corey Feldman just came out with a movie.
You're getting like super loud on this.
Yeah.
Right?
Then we have like what's his name? Mel Gibson said it 10 years ago that Hollywood is a bed of pedophiles. Like, people have been saying this for years.
Man, I don't need to to have the stars to sit there and say that and see that. Like, all you got to do is literally just watch TV and watch how all these like kids and stuff like grow up to be. Like, it's just like it's there. That's why even photographers. There's that photographer T-Bone. The one that Shoyoroll like made the gi with, the one that had all the flannel inside and stuff like that. That guy was like a total perv, like rapist. You didn't know that?
No, I don't know that.
And they're sitting there making gi. Yeah, that dude is like tons of models have called him out, saying like he was sitting there trying to take their photos and like oh, give me a BJ. Like, yeah, look it up.
Well, that's really not if
you're a model and you say I can make your career, all you got to do is suck this pee-pee. Like,
well, did he make it?
Who?
Did he make their career? That's what it comes down. Hey, look, it's a look.
Come on, Shawn. Okay, let's say if would you want to be a movie star?
No.
You would never want to be a movie star. You're full of shit. You're just doing it because it's in the conversation.
No, I would not want to be a movie star. If you would have asked me this 2 years ago,
would you want to be like? Let's say if
I don't want to be famous at all.
You wouldn't want to be like a world famous Kelly Slater level surfer.
No, I would like to be Kelly Slater money level. And
well, you got to do that by surfing.
Yeah, but I would never want, like, if you would have asked me even 2 years ago if I would want to be famous, I bet, yeah, that'd be rad.
Right, okay.
Now, I do not want to be famous.
Okay, let's go back then to 2 years ago, Shawn. Right? 2 years ago, Shawn. What would you want to have been? Like, all-star famous pro surfer? Like, ADCC level champion grappler? Which one would you want?
Given the choice?
Yeah.
Of those two?
Yeah. Just right now. Or what would you have wanted? You wanted, like, you would have wanted to be a movie star. If I would have said, Shawn, I could get you into the next Matrix.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You'll be, like, next level, like, Matrix.
Okay.
Right? All you got to do, get these balls
my
in
choice.
your mouth.
It's my choice.
Get these.
If I made the
Gobble,
choice.
gobble. So you would do that?
No. That's not what I'm saying. It's my choice. It's either I could get in the movie or I don't. And
right,
it's my choice.
Okay.
But if I go to your
room at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No. If I go to a reading, and while I'm sitting there reading and I'm looking down and I look up and you shove your balls into my mouth,
You're welcome.
That's different. That is different. But if you make the offer and I go, all right, and I do it, and then later on I have buyer's remorse, that's on me.
Right, but I mean, if you're pressured, you're pressured. Like,
It's not
if
pressure.
But if that's like
pressured, it's
yeah. But if that's your dream to do this, to be a movie star, man, that's coercion. Like you're gonna sit there and get coerced.
Look, your choice to make, or you could just keep knocking on doors and doing it the way some other people have done it. It's your choice.
I know what you're trying to say. I don't agree with you on there. I think
it's your choice whether you want to take the shortcut or not.
So you would have told me you would have had my pee-pee in your mouth.
No, I wouldn't have. No, I wouldn't have. I don't want it that bad.
I think you're a liar.
That's not true.
What if it was like, Shawn, let me just put my finger in your bum?
No,
just a little.
Not because I don't want to be in a movie
check the
that
temperature.
bad.
That's a lie. That's an outright.
No, it's not an outright.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. If someone told me, hey, you could make $10 million, you'd be the star of the next Matrix, and then whatever money come out that, just let me put my finger in your bum and be like, saddle up, partner.
Yeah, and it's my choice.
Town.
Well, for $10 million, I'll let you stick a finger in my butt. I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to say that. Are you saying you wouldn't?
I've paid people to do it when I go to the doctor. Why would I not want to get paid for it?
So it's like, but here's the thing. There's a difference between taking, saying yes.
Digits.
It's saying yes and not being asked. There are that's two different worlds.
I see what you're trying to say, and I still disagree with you. I see the point that you're trying to make.
You were in the music business.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I can tell you tons of times I've seen it where like it's happened where it was,
yeah. You were in the music business. How many times do you see artists compromise themselves in order to gain success?
No, that's 100%. 100%. Like the difference.
And that's the same. It's the same choice.
Right. But let me tell you from seeing it in person, a female sound engineer, right? Person that sits there and just works the board. That is very, very difficult to happen without someone trying to tell you like, hey, like I could get you on here if you suck my penis. I've seen some of the most talented women that are way better than me, than any guy that I've worked with, that deserve a spot higher up, not get it because they're female, or have to deal with just row after row of roadie scumbag and wannabe promoters and all this other stuff, try and coerce them into doing something for like, like scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing. Like I've seen it tons of times, man, and I'm not saying it's
right,
but I'm saying
it's right. I'm not saying it's right, but what I'm saying is being asked and not and not being
Shawn,
asked
are
two different worlds.
I get it. I don't disagree with you, but I'm still saying that like take it from someone who I sacrificed so much to be in the music industry, to do everything that I did, that they're like at times where it's like, man,
I'll take
100%.
I'll take a shot in the mouth.
Right, no, but that's what I'm saying is like if I grinded like so hard, I did so much that if someone came up, let's say it was like a female CEO and said like, if you do this, like I promise you'll get to go on the tour. I'll let you be like this person's manager, stuff like that. Like, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Most likely, it would have been like, let's do it. Like, I know it's wrong. Like, I should be getting this on merit, but
nothing in this world says it's on what you get is on merit.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, and it's
even
not
though
what
we
you know,
should
it's
be.
Who you know.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's just the way the world works.
And that's what sucks. That's what I'm saying. Like, I get that people are so like pissed off and stuff now. Like, I hate to break it to you, you're not gonna change 99% of it. Like, you might change it like a big portion just because people are going to be afraid. But
like my theory on racism is it's not going to go away ever, because until we disseminate the races so much that there's either one race, but even at that point there's going to be different things that people are going to separate themselves from.
It's a human
trait
to sit there and categorize something so your brain puts
well,
it a certain way.
We have
a lot of the times it's in a fucked up way.
We have a need for survival to put ourselves in tribes.
Yeah.
Um,
Speaking of which, I was so fucking mad the other day. I went to go to do COVID testing, right? You know me. I don't like to park next to anybody. I will park 2 miles away if I fucking have to make sure nobody just parks right next to me. I don't like having people right fucking next to me, right? The way how you're parked outside like that, like 6 feet away, cool. I'm okay with it. But if I was out in the middle of the field and you parked right next to me, it irks the shit out of me. So sure enough, I get there early. I parked far away. People start parking in a total row, completely separate from mine. There's plenty of spaces there. There's no fucking need to park next to me. I watch this guy pull up, get super close to my car. Like, you gotta be joking, man. Really? Within 5 minutes, it's like flies to a dead body or something. Just all parked next to me. And there was no reason for them to fucking be there, dude. It just makes me so...
World doesn't revolve around you, Alex.
I know. That's why I park out there. I want to be by myself and not have anything revolve around me. Listen, this thing has gotten me so mad lately. I got into, like... I love to, like, troll people sometimes, but I've made a big deal to, like, cut that out of my life. And something happened the other day that I even had to get Carlos involved.
Carlos,
ADCC Carlos. Ref Carlos.
Oh.
So I'm online, minding my own business. I start reading the comments and stuff of the Masvidal Usman fight. I'm not gonna say that I was playing favorites just because, you know, Kamaru trains with us and, like, I've known him for years. I consider him a friend. He doesn't need me to defend him. He's a champ. Doesn't need anybody saying shit to him.
Mm-hmm.
This one guy just made the stupidest comment, basically saying to, like, Kamaru how, like, it would take to really be a champ. Like, I go and I'm like, let me see who this dum-dum is. It's some blue belt that claims to be an ADCC champion or second place ADCC champion.
ADCC trial champion, maybe?
Hold on. Blue belt trying to tell the UFC champion, defending, reigning, undisputed, undefeated champion, how to be a champion, right? So it's like, I couldn't hold it in. I had to. Because some of you dummies say the dumbest stuff when it comes to jiu-jitsu, when it comes to, like, MMA fighters and stuff. And I know because I used to say some stupid stuff too. And I've learned. I've bettered myself. But I wrote, yeah, I'm sure that the second place holder at ADCC Turkey, like, can tell the champion what to do. I was like, why don't you go learn how to do an armbar and keep your mouth shut? This dude starts getting so pissed off and, it's like, saying stuff to me. I was like, hold on. I'm like, so I had to go and I started doing research and stuff. I'm like, you won second place. First of all, you didn't win ADCC, right? So stop. Like, you won ADCC second place in a 4-man bracket at an open in the middle of nowhere.
So you beat one guy.
He beat one guy. Right? Maybe two. I'll give you credit. You won 2. You got second place. Be happy. But don't go walking around and saying you won ADCC. He's like, oh, you would never make it into ADCC podium. I'm like, my man, like, do you understand that what you just said is, I won Miami Open. That's the same as winning Worlds.
No,
like,
it's even worse.
It's
like you winning Miami Open
right.
and saying...
I won ADCC.
No, and you won the UFC. You know about the UFC,
right?
How to be a champion.
So
because it's really like,
and he's like, this kid started going off. It's the same thing. I'm like, you really? Like, as soon as he said it's the same thing.
What, UFC and ADCC?
No. ADCC, saying that he won ADCC trial in the middle of nowhere. Like, in Europe,
won second.
In Europe, where he got second place, is the same as winning ADCC world champion against Gordon Ryan. And, like, so I was like, as soon as I said that, I was like, oh. I was like, no, son. I was like, you sure you want to go this? And he was trying to rip into me. So I just went off. I'm like, listen, why don't you go watch Karate Kid? Maybe that'll be like winning first place at a karate tournament. Like, and I just kept ripping into him. I was like, you're an idiot. So next thing I know, like, I funny enough, get a text message from Carlos, who was former head ref for ADCC. I was like, you might want to jump in on this one. He's like, tag me now. So I go on, I tag Carlos, and I just let him go off on the kid. Here's the best part. I learned a lesson a long time ago, and that's don't get sucked into those like Instagram, YouTube, like arguments back and forth, because everybody looks like an idiot. As much as I love trolling people and really pissing people off, when I'm right, I never go to troll when I know I'm wrong. Like, the best thing to do, and I'm going to tell you guys, because I'll probably do it to you too, I will ignite your flame, and I will torch you, roasting you, just to get you hyped up, and let you write that 2-page essay like response to try and get me over the dumbest little things. Like, oh, why don't you keep on taking photos with your dog, loser? Like, yeah, I will. I fucking love my dog. But I want to inflame someone so bad, and then basically just boop, walk away. Walk away and get on with my life, because I know they're steaming mad and they're waiting for that reply. So just the fact, like, as much as I hate getting into those conversations, knowing that I have enraged someone so much and they're just going absolutely crazy, they want to punch the screen.
Do you want me to tell you my technique though?
Oh, I know you do it to me. I know you torch, like, you set me up thinking like I didn't know it was you.
No. I'd never do that. No, I'd never do that.
Uh-huh.
That's not my technique. When they write that big, long, 2-page response, is what I like to do. Is I like to take the smallest part of that.
Grammar Nazi it?
No, not even grammar Nazi it. I answer that part
and just forget
and
the rest.
leave the beef. I answer the parsley that's on top of the steak.
Right.
I don't even touch the potatoes, the steak, or the green beans. I answer the parsley, and then they keep going, and then they'll write another long response, and then I'll do the same thing, and I'll answer the parsley on that one too, and I just keep doing just one little tiny, and I'll do like a 1 to 2 sentence answer.
Yeah.
And watch them just like, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten blocked.
Oh, for sure. But like the thing is that they get so mad, and then they try to find something like small.
To me, it's a badge of honor now. I love getting blocked.
I think it's hilarious. The fact though is that every photo you look at, and then you go and try and comment, leave stuff on, it only makes my Instagram like bigger, bud. Like, so I don't care. Like, go rip into me. I'm never gonna engage into one of those conversations unless I know I am right and you're wrong. Unless, again, though, if we're having a discourse where we're having a conversation, like, I want you to tell me your point of view so I understand it. I got into like a conversation. I've gotten into like history debates with people online, where it's like, listen, I know you're thinking this, but this, and this. And then they fill in another gap of something else. Like, okay.
And you wonder why. See, and that's the beauty of arguing about politics, is there is no right answer.
Well,
that's the beauty of arguing about
some right answers.
There's very few right answers.
Right, but there are some right answers.
No, there's really not.
There's few. You just said there's few.
There's very, very few.
But that means that there are. You just said it.
Can you think of one?
That people should be free and not enslaved?
Well, that's not a political discussion.
Not political. There was literally a war based on those politics.
I understand, but that's not a political between the two political sides.
At this point in our times, correct, but
right.
Back in the day it was.
Yeah,
but that again is a political view.
Right. And
okay.
But what I'm saying is there's nothing in today's political society that has a right or a wrong answer.
Let me see. Let me try to think one. I mean, I could think some, but I don't want to get too far off of jiu-jitsu. We already did a bunch. Yeah, I mean,
there's only points of view.
No, I know, right. There's definitely some wrong points of views, for sure.
Well, again, barring racism, bigotry, that kind of thing.
So do you think that
I'm talking.
Do you think that the ladies from The View they're all politically right? That their point of views are correct and not wrong?
That's there for them. It is correct. For you, if most political views are correct for you and the side that you lean.
Well, that's
what I'm saying.
That's dumb way to say it. The fact is, everything is right from your point of view because that's the way that you believe until you learn otherwise.
No, you can't convince anybody otherwise. Nowadays.
That I don't disagree with. People are going to be hard-headed.
Yeah,
most people, I think that's really the point, is most people aren't open-minded enough to have a discourse and debate without...
And go, wow, you really showed me something here.
Right, I didn't know that. Or like I said, I get you. I don't agree with you, but I get where you're coming from. I don't agree with it. That's it. Most people can't sit there and do that. But whatever. It is what it is.
So that's why I say...
So I'm right, you're wrong. Got it.
No. That's why...
You just said that there was no wrong.
There's... that's...
Yeah.
No, I said there was... I said there's no right or no wrong.
Hey, let me ask you a question. If you could have any stereotypical accent, you had to pick one, which one would you have?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Like, you have to live with this stereotypical accent. Like, you know those people that get hit in the head and all of a sudden they speak
I want to talk
British?
like Pepe the Prawn.
Pepe who?
Pepe the King Prawn.
Pepe the Prawn?
From the Muppets.
Pepe the Prawn?
The King Prawn.
I think you would actually... Oh, I just got a genius idea. You, this Halloween, will be Swedish Chef from the Muppets.
No.
100%. Dude, you're so there.
No.
All you need is just a hat. Can we not? Oh, that guy, yeah. I know. Yeah.
We're not gonna do it, okay?
Yeah.
Let me just tell you something, okay?
But that's not an accent, though.
That is an accent.
No, you have to have a stereotypical accent.
That is a stereotypical accent. He's got like a Spanish... Like,
you want like an Antonio Banderas type of accent?
Okay.
No.
Build. The best part was in Muppets in Space.
Yeah.
Gonzo was.
It's not easy being green.
Gonzo was listening to the voices, which was aliens of his own people, because nobody knows what Gonzo is.
Yeah, he's
an alien. So, Pepe and Rizzo the Rat. They go and Pepe talks behind the fan like Darth Vader, and he goes, with the fan going, it's build a jacuzzi, okay? Gonzo built a jacuzzi, and Gonzo's running all around, and Rizzo and Pepe are in the
Rizzo, not RZA. He's not part of the Wu-Tang.
I said Rizzo. Rizzo and Pepe are chilling in the jacuzzi that Gonzo built. Going, I don't know what he's doing, okay? And they're just, it was awesome.
You realize you're cracking up about Muppets in Space?
Yes, right I am. And I love, Pepe the Prawn is hilarious.
Listen, Muppets was the shit back in the day.
They're still the shit. That show they
Muppet
did.
Babies was
Did you see that show that was like The Office? That was on a couple years ago? It was called, I think it was just called Muppets. And what it was is it was a show about them, like if they were real and they were making the show.
Right.
Like it's Kermit's talk show, or it's Piggy's talk show, and Kermit's the producer.
Right.
It was
I think I know what you're
awesome.
talking about.
It was like
they
The
had,
Office.
2 movies that came out that was all like Muppets and stuff.
Yeah, they've had a bunch of those movies.
Yeah. No, but it wasn't like the actual Muppets. It was like stuffed characters or whatever.
There was that one they did. I never got to see
like
it.
The cop one or whatever.
Where it was like supposed to be raunchy.
Yeah, like he's like jizzing all over.
Murder.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, no. So they made another one right before it. So there was like literally 2 of the exact same movies. It was super creepy.
It's weird how Hollywood does that.
It's someone sells the story and then people hear about it, so they're like, "Oh, we need one too. That's going to be the next fad."
It was
like Equilibrium in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Like same thing.
And nobody knows about the equilibrium for the most part, but everybody knows. It's funny, they always have like there's 2 things that you can take to the bank in Hollywood. There's always going to be 2 movies that are similar, like Deep Impact and
Deep Blue Sea.
No, it was Armageddon, the 2 asteroid movies.
Yeah, that was like Bruce Willis on one, and then
and Taya Leone and
who else was in Deep Impact? Wasn't it like Pierce Brosnan?
Morgan Freeman.
Pierce Brosnan was Dante's Inferno, and then there was The Day After Tomorrow. That was like the same thing.
Yeah, so there's that's the first thing. The other thing is they're full of pedophiles.
Yeah. And Epstein didn't kill himself.
And on that note,
yeah, I think it's getting late.
yeah,
Oh man, I'm starving. You starving?
no, I'm not starving.
Really? Oh, you're still doing your...
No, I've been having stomach issues, so I'm not hungry.
I'm telling you, man, probiotics. Oh, by the way, total side note, shout out to Origin and Origin Labs. They just made the list. I forget what's like S&P, but bro, the sleep and Cold War from Origin Labs, fucking amazing, man. Like the actual sleep. Like I've been pushing. I made a post about it the other day, but I've been pushing ZMA for years now. Ever since I found out about it, because I can't do melatonin. ZMA, I go to sleep fairly quickly and I get good sleep. Dude, I take that sleep, and I messaged Brian. I was like, I don't know what you put in this thing, man. Within 15 minutes, I'm out.
That's a long time.
No, but it's like I take it, like I'll lay in bed, take it, and then next thing I know, it's
I'm
3 o'clock in the morning. Like, what the fuck just happened?
I'm like, if once my head hits the pillow and I'm determined to go to sleep, I'm out within 2 to 5 minutes.
But you're not one of those people that can just go and go to sleep.
A little bit, yeah.
See, I can't stand that. My friend Chris, he's got to have narcolepsy or some kind of brain damage from the partying that we used to do. But like that kid, we'll literally be driving to some place. He's like, I got to take a power nap real quick. Just out.
I'm not that quick, but I'm pretty quick.
No, dude. Like, I don't get it. I don't know how people can do that.
Like there's been times, like, because I'm a religious guy. I pray before I go to sleep.
Right.
Sometimes I don't make it through my prayer, and all I really do is say the Lord's Prayer.
Really?
And like sometimes
I don't think it counts if you don't finish.
Sometimes I don't make it.
That's not.
And that's not a long prayer. What you know?
You know, there's
at the most. What is that? A minute at the most.
Yeah. No way.
There's sometimes I do not make it through that prayer.
I could be up 2 days in a row, sitting there like working my ass off, doing everything I need to do. I'll be exhausted, and I still, when I lay in bed, it'll take me like
before I had my CPAP machine. Yeah. I could lay down somewhere, like I could go to somebody's house and fall asleep just sitting at a table.
So why not now with the sleep app?
Because now I'm getting better sleep.
Oh, but you just said you'd be able to just go right out.
Yeah, because I was always tired.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Like I would, as soon as I stopped moving.
I want to try one of those things, but there's like no way you can test one out. Like you can't just rent one. That's disgusting. How much are they? They're like $300, aren't they?
I have no idea. I paid payments on mine.
Oh, so it's that expensive? You got to put a layaway?
No, it was like $6 a month. It was like, I don't remember how long. Yeah, like I don't remember how much.
Do you have like the full face one? No, just this one.
No, I have. It goes underneath my nose.
See, I remember that when we went up to Orlando, and I couldn't fucking stand it because it makes that noise. It sounds like the AC.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make that much noise.
It does.
It's a shh because I have air coming out. But
I can't. Like,
what's funny
quiet
is since the and we've talked about it, but since the pandemic, I've watched a lot of like YouTube videos on the strongmen.
Yeah.
The strongest man in history, where they go around to different places and do different strongman tests. At one place, they all were sleeping and they were all pulled out the CPAP machines. And I was like, oh, these are my people.
Yeah, no, they all need it.
They all need it, man.
No, they all need it. I know, like from having to share rooms with bodybuilders and stuff like that, man. They all have that. Like it's just the way that the body is from getting so big and having all those muscles. Me, If I hear that much noise, I can't fall asleep. I used to be able to I'd be a really like heavy sleeper. Like now it's like, what the fuck's that? Like I look like Brian from Family Guy. It's like whoever that is, cut it out.
You're also weird, and you can't sleep in the same bed with a man.
Not when you're shitting your pants.
I wasn't shitting my pants.
What? I was 20 feet away and I was dying.
No, that wasn't. That was
I told you that Gilbert did the same thing to me, right? Did I ever tell you that? When we went to Sao Paulo for Gilbert's fight, whatever years ago. I had to share after the fight. The UFC just kicks everybody out of the room. You don't get that room for free that night. So it was me.
They don't give you that same night?
No, you check out that day. You check out that night. You don't go back to the hotel room. You're gone.
That's jacked up.
No, most people, as soon as the fight is done, your contract's done. You're bye.
Yeah, but you're beat up.
I mean, I'm sure it's different now with Fight Island, whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter. It was me, Gilbert, and Mutach, like sharing that room, and it was a small room. I would say like literally like the size of the studio. Gilbert's bed's there, Caesar's here, and I was on the floor because like it was just the way that it worked out. And Gilbert obviously dyed it really hard for that fight, and then as soon after he was just eating like crazy. So he was chocolate like crazy, just whatever. He was eating it.
And he's home eating, well, not home, but
no, we're like here in Brazil. So
in
like
Brazil.
Bro, that man would fart so bad. Like I was sitting far away.
Gilbert, you hear him putting you out on Front Street.
Oh no,
right?
we talked about it before. We had like a long time ago. I had on a podcast. We talked about it. It was like me, him, and Herbert. We were joking around about it, dude. That man destroyed us. Caesar's laughing his ass off. And then, like, I'm just sitting there, like, because it was coming straight to me from the AC. It was like, it was the worst. By the way, don't ever eat acai near Caesar. He will steal your acai.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He, like, did that to me. It was, like, me, Caesar, and, like, Herb Dean and, like, Henry Hooft eating. And I just got this amazing bowl of, like, acai. And he was like, oh, bro, let me get some of that. I'm like, I don't share food with my mom, bro. What are you doing?
I don't share food with anybody.
Yeah. All right. Listen, thanks so much, everybody, to tune in. I know we've been a couple of weeks out the way, but please hit subscribe button. Don't forget to check out our sponsors. Check out Choke Aloha. Check out Jiu-Jitsu Soap Co. And check out Giraffe Choke. Check out the website, jujitsuradio.com. Follow us on Instagram. Follow Shawn at GorillaBoyBJJ. You can follow me at Sonder Marketing. With that being said, we're going to be back in the studio now with as long as everything keeps going the way that it is. Everything is safe in here. Check out the TV. We're going to start having remote calls with people in the studio as well, too. So don't forget to leave a comment. Hit the little bell. Hit the subscribe button. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
You can't leave
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff.
Get stealing, woo, wheeling, dealing, limousine right, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!